Hey Taurus, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a bonus read, my friends. I'm just trying to update you with your energies before we go into the new week. Thought I would just come by and throw some cards. How are you, my bull gang? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Don't forget, there are private reads are open. If you're interested in that, please check the pinned comment if you're interested in any of that. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. In this bonus read, I'm reading for the current or the future energy. If anything shows up from the past, I'll acknowledge it, but I'm not going to go back there because, well, we're onward and upward here at 10 of Cups Tarot. If you're looking for a past love reading, that's not happening here. Not usually, anyway. Well, you know, and I could be checked by the universe because we are in the retrograde shadow right now, but we are just like 3 days away from the full moon in Taurus. So, right? Telling you what, I'm already feeling this, and it is a shit show right now. My emotions are everywhere. I am already in the purge. Whew. Emotionally, mentally. Yep. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus. And also Taurus, the moon will be in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. Scorpio is your opposite sign. And so we have, you know, opposite energies going on. For me as an energy reader, and this has nothing to do with astrology, for me as an energy reader, when they're opposing each other, somebody walks in and throws the light on and all of a sudden you see something you didn't see before. And so it might be a hard purge for you. I'm just saying. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus. Taurus, I feel like there is something here that you are going to find out. Look, we've got the card number 20 here. And so I kind of cross this also with energy from tarot because, well, that's what I read primarily. But we do have the book of knowledge. Could be a book of secrets as well. And look, we've got the social space. It feels like, Taurus, that there is something hiding within your social space. I'm going to say there might be a struggle of leadership. Possibly right now. The bear is here and the bear is the leader, but look, it's the 10 of wands that is on the bottom right hand corner here. It feels like there is some sort of a this is a very strong personality, and it feels like somebody here has been carrying some sort of a something that's attached to them that I feel like they don't want to drop. Now, I feel like the bear is the one who is the leader, the one who forges forward. Like the bear, you know, it's a polar bear, right? So the bears in the wintertime, they're the ones, like the ones that are not hibernating and still walking about. They're the ones who push the snow away for the littler animals. Like it's leadership, right? It feels like there might be a struggle for leadership here. It might be in the workspace, but it could also be in a social group here because we've got the park or the Lee, right? And that's where all the social things take place. So it might be in a social group. We've got the 8 of Swords. It feels to me like somebody here is having a hard time making a decision about what do I do about this? Because it feels like there is something that's hiding here. It feels like with the 10 of Swords here, it's like, do I exit from here or what do I do? It feels like you're not really sure what to do. We have the labyrinth here. And so it feels like somebody here feels like they keep walking into walls. Walking into, like, it feels like with the labyrinth, I can't find my way out of this. I don't know how to find my way out of this. I've got the whip and the broom. That is something that happens quickly that stings. I'm just going to say. It could be that you've been building a foundation or growing roots with a group of people, a social group, a work group, but it feels like something is about to happen that stings. It feels like somebody here feels trapped in a situation where they can't find the way out. And something here is, it feels like something's about to go down. You're about to find something out about the social group, about the workplace, about your boss possibly, or about the person who feels like they are the leader. It feels like a struggle of leadership. It's like, no, I'm making the plans. No, I'm making the plans. No, I'm making the plans. I'm making the better plans. It's like 2 people are converging that are the leaders of a group, and it feels like there's something you don't know about this, or something that's under the surface possibly. Let's talk about that. Something you don't know that is about to go down, or something that's going on behind your back. 10 of Swords in the bottom right-hand corner that might lead to you deciding, no, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to release it. I'm going to let it go. I'm not into this. I'm not into feels like somebody's like backstabbing or saying something behind your back, a secret you don't know about, but I think that is going to come to the surface. Let's talk about Taurus, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in this bonus read. Tell me about Taurus. Feels like something's coming to light here, my friend. There is a leader in a social group that's hiding something. Yeah. We've got the Two of Swords. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got the King of Cups. Somebody is keeping something under the surface. Someone who's very confident about the way they feel about something. We've got 6 swords and 2 is 8. We've got 8 swords in the bottom right-hand corner of card number 20, which is Judgment in the Tarot. It seems to me that there's going to be some sort of a decision made that you don't know about, and it feels like it's already in motion, I would say. Somebody here is trying to make a decision that I feel like somebody is trying to block the other person's ability to be a leader of a group. Now, please understand that I don't think this is anything except ego. That's what it feels like to me. It just feels like it's ego, that somebody doesn't like that another person walked into the group and is maybe a planner, or maybe somebody who says, hey, maybe we should do this, or maybe we should do that. It feels like a clash of personalities here, and it seems like there's a bit of a block between a couple of leaders or leadership energies, and it feels like it's weighing heavy either on you or maybe on the group as a whole. Tell me more about Taurus. We've got the Queen of Cups. This is someone who mirrors you. So someone who's at your stature, someone who's also psychic, who's also empathic, who's also kind. But it feels like one of you does not show your feelings on the surface about whatever's going on, and the other one is showing it freely. This is a person who's kind and compassionate and loving, and people gravitate to them because they are a person who is... that's what it is. This person doesn't like that this person gets a lot of attention. These two are mirroring each other, though, and I feel like these are the leaders. These are the two that we're talking about. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman, whatever it is. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. And we've got the Empress. Got the 5 of Swords. So there is a bit of an underlying, I'm going to say it's uncomfortable. And I feel like either you feel it with somebody, because I feel like you're one of the leaders, or the group feels it as a whole. But the 5 of Swords is telling me that we don't agree on the way that things are being planned. 8 of Pentacles. And the Empress shall prevail. I feel like the Queen of Cups, whoever that is, that could be you, that could be someone else. It feels like whoever the Queen of Cups is shall prevail. This is Taurus and Libra energy, so it's likely that that is your energy. I feel like there is a decision you have to make about moving away from this group, possibly with the 6 of Swords, and going to a calmer place emotionally. But it feels like, I'm going to say that the 8 of Pentacles is giving me this energy of chess moves. That's what it feels like. That the King of Cups is, I wouldn't say underhanded, but I would say that this person is being strategic, analytic. They're watching your every move. It feels like they are feeling a little bit slighted or upset that that you're getting the emotional attention that they used to get in the group. That's what it feels like here. Let's talk about this Book of Secrets here. What is this? What is this that you're going to find out? Because there is something here. Somebody has made a judgment against you or a decision here that feels like the 8 of Swords. You don't know what to do with it once it comes to the surface. You're not exactly sure what to do with the information that you have here. It does feel like someone could be judging you Yeah, I think it's just for your leadership energy here. We've got the 9 of Wands. Okay, well, that makes sense. Somebody here is in their wounded warrior energy. That's why. Somebody here is somebody who's carrying trauma, who's carrying unresolved trauma, somebody who feels like I'm always the one that get hurt. We've got the 10 of Wands. Somebody is carrying something around from the past here. Tell me more. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So I'm going to say that the thing that is weighing the other person down in this scenario is that you come in with confidence. You come in looking good. You come in, maybe you're somebody who is wealthy, or you dress really well, or you're someone who is self-sufficient on your own. You do your own thing. It feels like maybe you could be someone who is self-employed. I feel like that weighs a little bit heavy on someone who is in the wounded warrior energy. It makes sense. I want to say that when you find out the information that is in the Book of Secrets here, it feels like it's a judgment against you. And I don't know that you've really done anything for the judgment to be against you. But I feel like somebody here is trying to bulldoze something or other. And the other one feels like this could be a block. Tell me about the King of Cups, please. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like the King of Wands is over there waving the pentacles saying, remember, I have worth too. Remember me over here? I'm the excited one. I'm the fun one. I'm the one, you know what I mean? Like the Page of Wands is here. It feels like that there is excitement, somebody who wants to take a risk with some sort of an investment, but this person feels like they're being ignored or on the outside looking in. It feels like this person does want reciprocal energy, and they're waving their flag or waving their pentacle or waving their wand and saying, hey, I'm over here too. But I think that this person, the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups, is the one who usually is someone who's very stoic, keeps their feelings under the surface. They're very, very calm on the surface. And although they are a person who's always playing chess under the surface, or somebody who's really worked on themselves, they are somebody who's, look, they're emotionally aware, they're emotionally intelligent, but this person feels like people should come to them. And I feel like people are looking at the Queen of Cups as someone who's more open and inviting, I would say. The King of Cups is more someone who's not really going to give you a whole lot on the surface. I'll let you know what's going on when I let you know. It's privy information. It feels like the King of Swords or the King of Cups, I feel, is up in their head with the 8 swords being here. Tell me why the 2 of Swords is here. Feels like somebody's trying to use their intuition to feel the other person out. I think it's you trying to use your intuition to feel out the king. This person is somebody who I feel is like you, or you two are mirroring each other's energy here. Tell me about the 2 of Swords. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the 3 of Wands, and we've got the Hierophant. Okay, so I feel, Taurus, like you are the spiritual teacher. It feels like with the Hierophant being here and the 3 of Wands, that possibly people feel comfortable with approaching you because maybe you see the future. You're a seer of the future. You're somebody who's very grounded. You move slow. You're a person who doesn't garner the attention. You don't have to wave your wand. You don't have to wave your pentacle. You're just a person who is, you know, you're an empress. You're attracting everything. And I feel like it's, you attract love, you attract attention because of your kindness and compassion. I'm not saying that the king doesn't have all that. The king has that as well, but understand that the king isn't showing it. So I feel like people are attracted to you because you do show it on the surface, because you're in this Empress energy, which means you have all the backup of all the other queens, which means you don't allow people to just take your energy willingly. You've got backup, right? You bring backup of all the queens, right? The Queen of Wands is teaching you to be independent and do your own thing, but the Queen of Pentacles is teaching you to be grounded and solid and loyal. But the Queen of Swords is also going to draw boundaries, right? And is going to say, no, you can't really take that much of my energy. I want to say it's because you've worked on yourself. So I'm going to say, Taurus, you might not even know this, but it feels like there is somebody who is struggling with having you in the group in the workplace, it feels like, I don't feel like this person wants to be like you. I don't feel like that's what it is at all. It feels like there's two people who are equals, who mirror each other's energy, but one has not yet learned to be vulnerable, and you are. I feel like because you have the backup of all the other queens, that you have learned how to be vulnerable. So I feel like you move slowly toward decision making. You use your intuition. I feel like you are a seer of the future. You're a person who gives good advice about the future. You're solid, you're grounded. You're somebody who always does the right thing. You're on the right path, and you don't really care if people are following you. And I think that's the difference. The king demands attention. The king demands that you give them attention because of their wisdom, because of their strength, because they sit on the throne. But I feel like the queen is like, yeah, I'm sitting on the throne. I've been on the throne for a while. I don't really care if you notice it. And I think that's what makes you more attractive. And I mean attractive in the energy of pulling things toward you. Tell me about this Empress energy here. So I don't know if it feels like there's somebody here who, it doesn't necessarily feel like we're opposing each other though. Do you know what I mean? It feels like two people that are the same but different. And this person, although I don't know that they're really threatened by your presence, I feel like somebody is judging you under the surface and is carrying something really heavy from the past. And I feel like whatever's in the book of secrets, and when you find out that this person is maybe talking about you or saying something, that's why I'm clarifying the Empress, that they might be talking about you behind the back. They might be saying things about you that when they come out to the surface, I think that you're going to be disappointed. Right? The Three of Swords is here. It's disappointment. I think you're going to be heartbroken or disappointment when you find out that this person has been saying things about you behind your back. Right? The 3 and the 2 is 5. It's things that are against what you say. They're like, Taurus isn't actually who they say they are. They think they're all that, but they're not really all that. You guys really shouldn't be, giving all the energy to Taurus. It feels like you're going to be really disappointed because I think you really value this person. I think that you, I don't necessarily think you look up to them, but I think you respect them because of their stature within the group, because maybe that they are the person who brought you into the group. We've got the 8 of Cups and we've got the Knight of Wands. So Taurus, I feel like you are going to possibly disconnect from here for a bit. It feels like you are feeling like this has become emotionally unstable and you're not interested in running the race. The Empress doesn't need to do that. Taurus, you don't need to run the race. I feel like what you do when situations like this arise, that you're so very confident, stable, and sturdy in what you know and who you are in the future, I feel like you don't really have to run the race here with the Knight of Wands. There's a little bit of instability here, and I think what you do is you decide to pull away because you're disappointed about the situation. I don't think you're going to say a damn thing, honestly, because that's what a healed Empress would do. The Empress would just quietly pull away. Let's find out what's going on with this Ace of Pentacles. It feels like somebody here is like waving the pentacle. What about me? What about me? I'm the one who started this group, or I'm the one who planted the initial pentacle, and now I feel like I'm on the outside looking in. Tell me what this is going on here. We've got the Page of Swords, we've got the Strength card, and we've got the Sun. So yeah, it feels like somebody here is holding back their energy. They could be holding it back from you, but I feel like they're holding it back from the group. So the Sun here, I feel like, while everyone else is having fun, that someone else is feeling like they're on the outside looking in. The Strength card here tells me someone's holding back from the fun. They've excluded themselves from the fun. They're in the 5 of Pentacles. And I've got the Page of Swords here, which tells me they're watching from the outside looking in. They're observing the fun. They're observing the courage that you have to be part of the fun. And somebody here is not exactly happy that you are part of the fun, or that people are giving you the attention. And I don't think that you asked for it, to be honest. I think that you're just a person who's worked hard on yourself. And I feel like the 6 of Wands tells me here, or sorry, the 6 of Swords is telling me here, that I feel like you don't need this chaos. That when it comes down to it, that the Queen of Cups is just going to back away from the situation. We've got the Lovers. We've got the Page of Cups in the reverse, and we've got the 2 of Pentacles. With the Page of Cups in reverse, it's like I'm not dealing with people who are emotionally unaware. people who aren't using their intuition or checking in with their intuition, somebody who's emotionally immature. So the king is somebody who's emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, and very deep, but it feels like this person is acting sort of immaturely, I'm going to say. It feels like this is a soul tribe because we do have the lovers here. So the lovers being a choice and being soulmate energy. It does feel like you have a decision to make, Two of Pentacles. Are you going to remain here or are you going to move forward? I feel like you are probably going to detach at least for a short amount of time because you feel like the energy here has become unstable is what it does feel like. Tell me what this leader here, because we've got the bear who is the leader, the leadership, and it feels like this person who is the leader of this group, what do they do next? We've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the Four of Swords, and we've got the Ten of Swords. I feel like this person comes to a place where they get their stability, they heal the self, and I feel like they're going to let it go. But I feel like it's only because you're no longer in the picture. Tell me more about this Book of Secrets. Tell me more. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So that's what it was. Look, the Book of Secrets is holding, or the Book of Knowledge, Secrets, whatever. It feels like the Five of Cups here. It feels like somebody here doesn't like the fact that you just showed up brand new, Page of Pentacles, and started giving reciprocal energy to people. And I think that they're very attracted to your energy. So it does feel, and I'm not saying it feels like jealousy, because I don't think it is, because we have two people who are on the same sort of energy level, I'm going to say. I don't feel like it's jealousy. It doesn't feel like that, but it feels like somebody feels slighted that you're getting a little more attention than they are. And they don't like that. I'm going to say that I feel like you feel stabbed in the back by this person and that you're going to try and get your stability by healing, but I think you're going to remove yourself from the situation here. Yeah, it's because it's causing a tower for you here. You're going to wait for the energy to shift and see what happens after this energy shifts here, but I think you're going to detach or pull away from being disappointed here. What happens after the energy shifts? Things begin to move forward here. We have the Knight of Swords. I feel like we end up having a conversation. And I feel like you worry about that a little bit because I feel like you are ready to be honest and truthful with the Knight of Swords here. I feel like you're just not going to pull any punches. You're just going to be honest and truthful, and you're worried about how that might move things forward or not, right? Five of Wands. So I think that you should probably be aware of your energy and what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, because the Knight of Swords tends to be a little aggressive and just throw it out there. And with the Nine of Swords being here, I feel like it's 10 swords that this could end the friendship, or it could be something that ends up ending this friendship. But there is a bit of a tug and pull. It doesn't even feel like it's a it feels like it's a... No, it doesn't feel like that, though. The Moon energy is here with the King of Wands. Somebody needs more wisdom. They don't see the wisdom. I think that you're going to wait before you approach because you don't know how this thing is going to work out. Yeah, maybe there's competition. That's what it feels like. This person feels like they're in competition for attention because you attract the attention super easy, but it feels like they have to work toward getting the attention and they don't like it. Look, I'm just going to leave it there. I don't know whose reading that is, but it feels quite personal. So if that is yours, if it resonates, maybe you can tell me. It's probably not going to be for everybody, but I'm just going to upload it anyway because, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to go for now. And yeah, something's going to sting. Look, y'all, it feels like something is going to sting. I feel like you're going to see something. The sun is going to bring something out. You're going to see something for what it really is. It's going to come to the surface. It's going to be pulled to the surface here. And I think you're going to see that there's a little bit of lack or decay, that this person, I feel, is, you know, that you just came in with an open heart just to make friends. And I feel like this person is, yeah, it feels like with the Tower that you see things for what they are. Six of Swords. I feel like you're going to move forward or move on here once it all comes to the surface, because something here is going to sting. You thought this was a place where you were going to grow roots, and I don't think you are, unfortunately, because something is going to hit you out of the blue, like the whip, right? You never hear a whip showing up. You never hear it showing up. I feel like this is something that's going to sting. It's going to happen really quickly, and it's going to sting, and I think it's going to blindside you. And now you're going to have to make a decision about what you're going to do. But I think you're used to being alone and being on your own, so, you know, the Empress doesn't really need anybody. So I feel like you detach from the group for a bit because you don't want to have part of the competition. You're just not in competition with anybody. You're in competition with you. You don't need to be in competition with everything. But I feel like that when the Tower falls here, that the Chariot is here. It brings things back into balance. And I feel like that's when we have a conversation about, what is this rivalry? What's going on here? Like, there's enough friends for everybody. I don't know what the problem is. But anyways, I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to go for now. But I'll be back because I'm always back. You take care of yourselves. And I'm out. Bye-bye.